Welcome back, guys, to King Josiah TV, where this channel was created to educate, promote, and influence the kingdom of Jesus Christ in this world. This is episode number 31 of the King Josiah TV podcast. But if you're listening audibly on Apple Podcasts, before we get started, I need you guys to do me a favor. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Give me a like before we get into it. As well, if you're listening audibly on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go ahead and give me that follow button as well. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into today's show.
Watch giants fall like Goliath. David, I dance. This ain't no tick-tock. God told me that my steps was ordered. Walking in flip-flops. Chris Rock, how they laughed at me.
All right, so Chilli from TLC. She was doing some preaching. I didn't actually know she was a Christian, to be honest with you. I don't know much of her spiritual life or her spiritual walk, if I'm being honest with you. But sounds like she's a Christian, sounds like she's a believer, and she was on a recent show. And she says some things about church hurt. She says some things about how people view church versus how people interact and reject the church, but they don't reject other things outside of the church. But they're so short with God. They're so short with the church, but they're not with other things. So we gonna let her talk. We'll pull her up here.
And the pastor may do something wrong, or the congregation, and they're done. That's why I don't want to go to church. Church people are this, that, and the other, right? Because you're holding them at a higher standard than anybody else. But you got to keep in mind, I'm a Christian. I'm a follower of Jesus, not other Christians.
And that's one thing that I think a lot of new believers, or even people that have been in the faith for so long, you let other people hurt you. You let other people that have done things against you stop you from chasing after God. When God didn't hurt you, God didn't do anything wrong against you. You were following after somebody, or there was people in your life that they hurt you. That person hurt you, but God didn't hurt you. God is all love. God is looking always out for your best interest. So some people might say, well, how is God looking out for my best interest if God allowed this person in my life, if God allowed these things to happen? God didn't allow those things to happen. God was there to protect you. You may have thought that in that situation that God meant harm for you, but everything that happens, I mean, a lot of people don't like to hear this, but everything that happens, God will work out for his good. But don't give up on God because man has done something wrong. I want to read something here pertaining to this. I mean, it's from Psalms 118:8. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put your confidence in man. So I'm gonna let her keep talking here.
We're all on the same road trying to get to him, so we can encourage each other. But I'm not about to look to you to either, for my faith in that way. So. And he said, but you can go to a bar or a club. They can shoot up in there. People will get arrested. Fights break out.
Yep.
And
they be back every weekend.
You don't say.
And y'all be back every weekend. Every weekend. They can cuss you out. You could almost die. All these things, all these places, from your favorite restaurant to the club, your grocery store, everywhere. Y'all, they can treat y'all like crap and y'all will go back. Olive Garden treats you bad at the one on 72nd, you gonna go on one on another street. You ain't just never gonna go back to Olive Garden again, or ever go back to a movie theater again because you saw a bad movie or the seats were bad, or the club owner didn't let you in after a certain time. You're still gonna go to clubs after that, but let the church do that. Oh no, I don't trust some church people. I don't trust God. I'm done with it.
I'm done with clubs. Wow. I ain't going back to that to any more bars because I went into the bar, or a game. Wow. Things can break out fights. I'm not going to no more because it's too much. No one ever says that. Wow. You go to church, not even for a long time, and something can happen. I'm done.
You ready to give up?
You throw in the towel on the Lord. You see how the devil works. Wow. You see?
Killed that.
But it's because it's so true. Yeah. It's like, no, you find another church. You don't throw the towel in on God ever.
Never. Yep. I want to read one more verse pertaining to what Chilli was talking about. Blessed is the man that maketh the Lord his trust and respect not the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies. That's Psalms 40:4. Just want to read a little bit that's going to illuminate some of the verses that we talked about. However, people, unlike God, cannot damage trust, whether accidentally or intentionally. If we are accustomed to running to people every time we need help and not God, we will find ourselves disappointed. And that's one thing that we've got to keep in mind, that if we continue to lean on man, lean on situations, lean on people, we're always going to be disappointed. We're always going to be let down. But if we put our trust in God, if we put our trust in him, God's never going to lead you astray. God's never going to leave your side. Your husband, your wife, your brother, your sister, your friend, your associate, your job, as you mentioned, all these places we go, they will all let you down, but God will not let you down. And that's one thing we've got to realize. People have to separate God from people. Don't let all your trust be in people. Let all your trust be in the Lord. On that note, guys, thank you again for listening to the King Josiah TV podcast. This is episode number 31. Again, if you're listening on YouTube, if you haven't already, smash that like button, guys. I need y'all to smash the like button, share, comment below. I want to hear you guys' your guys' input on this subject, guys. Talk to me in the comments. If you're listening audibly on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go and hit the follow button, guys. Thank you guys again for listening, and you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you next week.
But my salvation on me like it's a helmet. The way you to sin is death for send you to hell quick. Wanted to be all about me, God, I was selfish. I was rebellious.